伯爵奶茶，大杯的，
热的哎，
热的，
太冰海。大家好，我是唢呐，
小易。
Welcome back to 彩虹机车。Hey, do us a favor, smash that like button and share to help the algorithm. 谢谢。So, on today's episode, we have who people consider the female Andrew Tate. So, in this episode, it's gonna be bloody as fuck. Even Piers Morgan himself barely says a single word. In this corner, on the left-hand side, representing the red pill community, you have Hannah Pearl Davis, who essentially is pretty much the only big female character in the what they call the manosphere. And she pretty much advocates for men's rights, and she essentially just uses Andrew Tate's and the late Kevin Samuels talking points as her own. Then, in this corner, on the right-hand side, you have political journalist Ava Santina, who says a lot of extreme crazy feminist shit like this.
Well, I like that.
As a mother of a teenage boy, I don't.
She's good looking, yo.
She is pretty good looking, but hey, don't objectify her.
Oh,
she
my bad.
Like it. It's
I'm misogynist.
So let's get straight into this shit, man, because it's gonna get gene-tie as fuck.
Right, Paul, you be called the female Andrew Tate. How do you plead?
Well, I take it as a compliment. You know, I'm a fan of Andrew Tate.
Of everything he says?
It depends what we're talking about, but overall, I think he's got a good message. I think he's good for young men.
Okay, look, you're talking about women predominantly, which is why you've got this big following. And your view is that modern feminism is deeply flawed. I would argue a lot of your proposals, like taking the vote away from women, are deeply regressive. Why would you want to remove, just from yourself, the right to vote?
Well, what happened was I had the same view, right?
Because they've been conditioned by men to think that they shouldn't have a vote.
I mean, that's what they say, but, you know, I started reading their writing.
Well, that's what they say.
有人说啊
But I wasn't there at the time. My mom wasn't even born, but that's what they said.
That's yeah.
But, you know, I started reading their writings, right? And what I found out was that the reason a lot of women advocated for it was because they believed it was the beginning of the breakdown of the family. You know, before you became one in marriage, 85% of people were married. And, you know, I hate to say it, but they were right. What has happened 100 years later?
What's that got to do with them having the vote?
Well, it also goes back to responsibility. Again, men.
She's thinking of her stats. You see
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
She doesn't really have a specific response to his question. She's just trying to think of it. Okay, what stats do I have? What did Andrew say in that one video on TikTok?
Are 80 to 90% of the military. They run all of the infrastructures that make society run.
No.
Okay, so she's partially true, but she's omitting a large fact.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, 80%, 90% of the military at that time was men. They were out on the front lines fighting. But just because you're on the front line does not mean that these women were at home twiddling the thumbs, dog.
Yeah.
Like, they were the fucking supply chain. They were the ones holding down the factories, keeping the infrastructure an actual infrastructure. And everybody knows that a war is not won just by dropping bombs and shooting bullets, yo.
You need to have a bomb first.
Yeah.
Who built a bomb?
It's called cooperation, man. I wouldn't say she's full of shit. She's just omitting a part. She's giving selective facts.
Yeah.
That's just not honest, dog.
Specifically on the vote, what would having the right to vote have to do with family cohesion, for example?
Well, because again, before you weren't trying to divide a family. It was one family unit. You had one vote for the family. I mean, I don't think it's good for a family to have two votes.
Hey, yo, pause, homegirl. I get her ideas like, hey, one man makes the decision so that everyone goes in what they call the right direction. But the thing is like, this is democracy, yo. The mother and the father or the wife and the husband, they both get to vote and they might argue. The family might have a disagreement. But that's what democracy is. You debate, you work shit out so that at the end, you guys are sure, 100% sure that you're making the best decision for your family.
Your mouth seems to have dropped about.
No, do you know when it's sort of like,
I know.
it's just sort of a bit galaxy brain. I feel like, you know, the stats that you're putting down are perhaps correct in some universe.
Which stats?
They just kind of don't really add up. I mean, just to take you back to the to the women's writings that you've allegedly read. I mean, at
allegedly.
The time,
So now, the other Shell Taihong, the feminist Shell Taihong's turn.
Yeah.
Rather than actually attacking her point, she's just questioning whether she even read it.
at the time that you're talking about, you know, women weren't really allowed to write. They weren't allowed to go to school.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were. That's
actually,
incorrect. The first female property. The first female property owner was in the 1600s. The idea that women couldn't work and couldn't.
I'm so sorry, but that would be inherited property.
The first female millionaire was in the late 1800s.
And was that inherited?
No, it wasn't. It was self-made.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
Self-made.
Yes, it
and
was.
She never inherited land.
Yes, she did not
and what
inherit
law permitted with that.
I want to look this shit up. I'm curious and I want to see if Homegirl's actually right or wrong. Check this shit. Madam C.J. Walker. Not only was she the woman's first millionaire, but she was black.
Wow.
Dog. And she was born 2 years after the Civil War ended. She was the first person in her family to be born free.
Wow.
And by the time of her death, she was worth, in today's money, about $8 million. And guess the crazy part, she made her money doing facial care, doing cosmetics, man. Yo, if I'm Homegirl who calls herself like a devout feminist, the first thing I want to know is who was the first millionaire in America? The first female millionaire. I want to know the first female everything so that I have that shit in my mind.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna instantly doubt that she even existed.
Yeah.
Holy
She
shit.
don't even believe in woman.
Shame.
You know, your big push is that you care about men and you don't think that men are getting enough of a say. But
Well, I care about
hang
women
on,
too.
I haven't
Care
made the
about women
point
too,
yet. Because of feminism, okay? What I wonder is when you start making calls out like repeal the 19th, women shouldn't be allowed to vote. How is that helping young men? Because these young men have women in their lives, they have mothers, they have sisters, they have teachers, and they turn around, they don't know how to act around women because you're giving them license to be misogynistic.
Oh, fuck. The M word. This is like typical feminism shit. It's like they have to find a way to use that word. I don't disagree with you, and I can't attack your talking points. So I'm gonna go the labeling route, right? The shaming route.
Yep.
And now she's saying, hey, everything that you're saying is misogynistic. You are teaching guys to be misogynistic, and misogyny hate women. It's not just that you hate women; it's that you believe that by default they are lesser than, and if they cease to exist, that is okay. But Pearl's point is that privilege comes with responsibility, and that has nothing to do with hating women, yo.
So no, listen. Go apply to be on the oil rigs. Go be a plumber. Go be an electrician. Go be on the front lines of the military, and then we should have equal rights. But until feminists are willing to do that, I don't believe we should have the freedom without the responsibility.
Okay, but I don't think that I'm physically built for that. You might be.
Oh, shit. Now Homegirl's getting petty. So she body shamed her, which I think is a big no-no in the woke feminism community.
Yeah, 不这算是线吗？他说他很壮可以啊，那是线吗？
很壮没错. She could have said, hey, you're strong. Maybe you would be built for that, but that's not what she said. She is not giving her a compliment, yo, at all.
That is a 伯爵红茶婊
That。is an Earl Grey bitch with milk.
Okay, but I don't think that I'm physically built for that. You might be, but I'm absolutely
That's
not.
a
You,
bit-
no, but you
Wow.
said you were
Wow,
volleyball.
wow.
You,
She's like, it's a cat fight.
Yeah.
It's a fucking pussy fight, eh? He looks so excited.
So, come on, we need more. Oh, wow.
you said you were a volleyball player, and so you've got more strength than I do. I don't think
But
that
I don't
can
have more
do those
strength. I don't have more strength than
But I'm
the
not gonna
average
take
man.
your right away to
I don't
do
have.
it.
I don't have more strength than the average man. But again, it goes back to go be a plumber. You want to be equal, go be
You
equal.
also-
You also, but you want divorce to be made illegal.
Yes.
Why?
Yes, because I don't think what we have today is really marriage. What is marriage? It's for better or for worse, for richer or for poor, in sickness and in health, till death do us part. That's what marriage is supposed to be.
No.
Okay, she's got part of that.
Uh-huh.
Yes, those are the vows you take. That's correct. Under the condition that motherfuckers don't smack you in the face.
Yeah.
Right? It's also about fidelity, making sure motherfuckers don't cheat and fuck around.
Yeah.
Or they just bounce out and leave the family.
Yeah.
So you're not leaving any tanshin for the divorce. It's like no matter what, you gotta stay together. Divorce should be illegal.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That
Again,
Jesus talking point.
Jesus.
talking point.
But feminists have ruined marriage for the people that actually believe in marriage.
How?
When there's a 50% divorce rate and the average marriage
Why is that all down
8
to the
years.
women, though?
I didn't say that it was all down to the women.
Why
But
feminists?
you asked why I want divorce to be banned.
Yeah.
Can I finish
Yeah.
that first? So I'm saying, the people that believe in divorce, go be in long-term relationships. Leave marriage for the people that actually believe in for better or for worse, for richer or for poor, in sickness and in health, till death do us part.
Doesn't the sanctity of marriage also rely on the woman being a virgin? So you wouldn't be able to get married.
Oh,
Oh, fuck.
holy.
This is a really 绿茶那个伯爵奶茶婊。
伯爵奶茶婊 100%无糖欸. Feminism is all about a woman's right to be free, to choose whatever they want to do, to choose whoever they want to sleep with without judgment. And now you are doing the very thing that feminists hate. which is shaming.
Yep.
You were saying that, oh, because you're not a virgin, so you can't get married. No one wants to marry you as a comeback.
Wow.
You're not even attacking anything she said.
What do you mean?
Well, you've spoken quite openly about how you're not a virgin, and so if you want to preserve that sanctity of marriage, then
Whoa, you see that? The shoulder part?
If you want to preserve the sanctity of marriage, then you know, bitch.
伯爵奶茶，大杯的，
热的欸，
热的。
冰hot.
I just think that you're upholding standards that you don't.
This is awesome. He's like, oh dear.
最近1个月，他这支影片最高
This
view。
is like, oh, 300万, 350万.
Yeah,
right?
2天。
In less than a week, it's like, it's at that moment he knew he did not fuck up.
That's a fair complaint. I wish I was. But, we can't go back. I don't know what you want me to say.
Yeah, but I just don't think it's fair that you get to be here and you get to be paid for your views, and you're telling other women that they shouldn't be allowed to.
I think-
And they should
what
abide
is
by
the-
some-
Hang on. Okay,
What is the
if I may, at some stage jump in.
It is your show, dog.
Isn't the whole point of being a feminist, though, that women are entitled to have their own views?
Absolutely, and
So she's perfectly entitled to her views.
Yeah, but you can't-
You might not like
but
them.
I'm here to
But
challenge
isn't she
them.
exercising her rights as a... Are you a feminist?
No, I am not.
Really?
No, I wouldn't. Don't go that far.
You don't want to be a feminist?
No.
Right
When you
now.
find the man you want to get married to, are you saying you will be with that man whatever happens the rest of your life?
Yes, for the vows that we're supposed to live.
How do you
by.
know you can keep them?
And that's the thing, like women are so willing to leave marriages because they're not happy. This is not about happiness. The most important thing is the children.
Again, another fucking talk point.
Yep.
Let's be real for a second. There are a lot of people who stay together because they want to avoid the D word, right?
Yeah.
Divorce, not dick. And what you end up with is a toxic environment where parents are fighting in front of their kids all the time.
Yeah.
Or even worse, they're poisoning their kids against the other parent,
Yeah.
saying horrible shit to them, and the kids end up fucked up as a result. So sometimes divorce is the better option for the kid. That is some of the wildest shit I think I've ever seen, dog.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, these two are exactly the same. They are two sides of the same coin.
Yep.
Pearl represents the red pill men's right side. And the thing is that she's just using Andrew Tate's talking points. She's using Kevin Samuels' talking points. She's using the reality of other people that she hasn't even lived to try to win an argument. And on the other side, the Ava girl is using the Simone de Beauvoir talking points of feminism. And at some points, she even goes against what she believes just because she wants to win.
Yeah.
And this is the problem. You have the right to believe on either side of what you want to believe, but make sure you think this shit through, dog. Make sure you actually challenge yourself to know, hey, does it actually apply to me?
Is this book right?
Yeah, have I actually gone through this shit
Is
before?
Simone de Beauvoir is
Is
right?
Simone de Beauvoir right? Is Andrew Tate really right? Does Andrew Tate's reality apply to my reality, dog?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're gonna end up like these two little goofy motherfuckers on television calling each other's names in front of everybody for us to enjoy. So, once you figure that out, have yourself a nice hot glass of 伯爵奶茶.
Yep.
Leave a comment down below, like, comment, and we'll see you on the flip side. Peace!